What's up, guys? Will here with Rennthusiast, my YouTube channel about Porsche ownership, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to wake up the rather lackluster exhaust on the 997.2 911. First off, I just want to say welcome to the bedhead Sunday morning version of me. I just didn't really feel like getting pretty for you guys, and so I'm sure that you can deal with it. I'm sitting here on the side of one of my favorite roads here in my hometown. It is a hot, sticky morning. I'm going to get underway here in a moment, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of overview about what we're actually going to be talking about today. The exhaust note on this car as it sits from the factory is rather tame, to put it kindly. I was able to source an exhaust modification provided by a company called FD Motorsports. My good friend Darren Pfister owns that company, and if you guys have been watching, then you know I'm a huge fan of his exhaust mods. I have been running what's called a Stage 3 on my 993 for years now, and I think it's one of the best exhausts out there for any 911. I've had a chance to drive this car around town with this exhaust on it. I was tempted just to shoot a video like right out of the gate sharing with you guys like what my thoughts were, but I wanted to get some seat time with it and just kind of see what it's like. I'm going to be sharing with you some, like I'll call it like some idle rev footage. I'm going to do a cold start for you guys. I'm going to do a drive-by, a couple drive-bys, and what I'm going to do with these shots is I'm going to give you a stock version of that. And then I'm going to give you the version that has the exhaust modification installed. So let us get underway. I'm running these Recaro Sportster CS's. I'll be doing a video about these too, by the way. They're great, but it's a little bit tough to get the seat belt around the side of the seat. So here we are. I have gotten the oil to warm up a little bit in this car. This car is very interesting in that it takes it a little while for all the fluids to heat up. I don't really know why that is. And when I say fluids, I'm talking oil, and I'm talking, the gearbox oil as well. Sometimes this car is a little herky-jerky when you're shifting until it really gets nice and hot, at which point it does shift in a very lovely way. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about exhausts. One of the main problems that I have seen with aftermarket exhausts is that there's a good deal of drone in the cabin. And when I say drone, if you're watching this video, you likely know what that is, but it's a buzzing or a low-level sound that's constant at certain RPMs, and it can bother your ears, or it can be too loud to really have a conversation, or worst case scenario, it can almost like hurt your ears. First off, I'm going to say that this exhaust does not do that at all. Sort of like the Pfister Stage 3 in the 993. I don't know how Darren, fixed the mufflers up so that they wouldn't drone, but that I would say he has done successfully. I've driven this car at low revs around town. I've driven at higher revs spiritedly on back roads, and I cannot find a point where it does any drone. The second thing I would say is that you can still detect that this motor is different than other motors in different generations of 911, and that's not to say it's bad at all. I think he's done a great job with this. However, it's not gonna have the growl that you're gonna hear in other generations. Not sure why. I'm guessing it has to do with the direct fuel injection engine in this car. Porsche took the 997 and did a Gen 2 version of the motor, presumably to get away from any of the IMS issues that you would find in the 997.1. Now, I want to get this oil nice and hot, and I'm going to start to redline this for you. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hear this in the cabin, but I can stick the GoPro on the rear bumper and get that like tailpipe noise, which I think is really kind of the gold in a video like this. I've really come to like this car. This is an S, and clearly it's a manual, and man, it is absolutely fun to drive. When I first picked it up, it was definitely an experiment. I've had another 997.2. It was an 09 C4S, my first 911 ever. And, you know, I stayed in that car for about 6 months and got rid of it because I didn't find it too joyful. But this car has really kind of grown on me. So let me get you a red line here. So there you have it, 0 to 75, call it. Like I said, it's just really enhanced the stock sound. If you're a 997.2 owner and you're trying to achieve this goal of waking this exhaust up, I'm going to put a link to this particular setup down in the description below. I have had the opportunity to work with Darren Pfister. He's the owner of FD Motorsports. Over the years, always good customer service, very responsive. I have his cell phone number. I can just call him with questions and he's picked right up. He does offer other bits other than the exhausts. But I would recommend that if you're a 997.2 owner and you're looking to do this, click that link below, take a peek at the system, and I would highly recommend it. I'm just telling you guys out there that this is something that you need to purchase. So I'll be doing more videos on this 997.2. I want to give you kind of like what I'll call a 500-mile owner impression video, talk to you about what I've discovered is good about this car and maybe not so good. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to hang on to this car long term, but that is a topic for another video. If you're still with me, I appreciate you checking this one out, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.